Do you wish you could put yourself in the top Etsy seller's shoes? Well then, this video is made for you. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the top Etsy sellers of all time. These 4 Etsy shops have millions and millions of sales combined. Yes, you heard that right, millions and millions of sales. Clearly, they're doing something right. So in this video, we're going to review each of these 4 shops and I will explain what they did right and how you can do it too. After watching this video, you will know exactly what you should focus on in your Etsy shop so you can replicate the success and make it your own. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angie and I help ambitious Etsy sellers just like you to get their shop to the next level and finally live off their passion. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post a new video about Etsy selling tips and advice. Alright, just as a disclaimer before I start the video, all of the information that I'm going to share with you is public and anyone can find these shops by doing a little bit of research. However, and it is for the same reason why I don't talk about my own shops, sharing shop names can cause some problems with performance and statistics. Besides the fact that people could copy your work, which is not something you can avoid anyway, having an influx of views on your products that aren't going to lead to sales could damage the shop stats. So that's why I will do my best to hide the shop names and any specific information in this video. The purpose of this video is for you to understand the main tools and tactics these shops use so you can learn from them. Okay, so let's start with the first shop. So the first shop is in the planner, stickers and organization niche. This niche is extremely competitive. I would argue that it could be in the top 3 most competitive niches on Etsy. But with high competition can come great rewards, as you can see here. This shop has the most sales on Etsy ever. 1.8 million sales. That is next level. So what can we learn from this shop? Well, first is the branding. I think this shop did an amazing job at creating simple yet very professional logo and banner. I created a video about this where I show you how you can easily create a banner and a logo in Canva. And I definitely believe that something similar to this could be created following this tutorial. So if you're interested in this, I will have the tutorial linked here and in the description below so that you can watch it after this video. The second thing that I think this shop did really well is the product photos. It's not really that I think they created a whole new style for their product photos, but what they are is recognizable. They all have the same wooden background, they all use the same font, the same type of color scheme, this light teal that you can find on the badges and on the products themselves. So this makes it very easy to recognize this specific brand when browsing through the search results on Etsy. And as a result, this shop is much more likely to get more repeat buyers. Now, the third thing that I think you could definitely learn from this shop is something that I noticed when checking the reviews. Can you see the same thing? Do you notice something in particular? To me, it's something I see straight away. You can see that some customers have left reviews for multiple products on the same day, meaning that they likely bought all these products at once. That is something very powerful that I think all Etsy sellers could learn from. When you sell products that are complementary, so much so that it makes more sense for the customers to buy them together rather than on their own, you could get yourself thousands and thousands of sales because you go from 1 customer equal 1 sale to 1 customer equal 2 sales, 3 sales without any more work. And that is the important part in that sentence, without any more work. Because you already convinced this customer to buy from your shop. They already trust you enough to buy one of your products. So why not try and sell them 2 or 3? So you might be wondering how you can do that. Well, it is harder on Etsy because you don't really have control over the product that you can show in your cart for upsells, but there are some things that you can do to help still. The first one is by adding a photo in your listing showing that your product is actually part of a collection or a bundle with some text explaining how visitors can find all these products in your shop. Or you could also add direct links in your listing description to show how your customers could complete the set, for example. These are fantastic ways to guide your customers through your listings and help them find exactly what they need. So these are the main things that I think all Etsy sellers can learn from this first shop. 1, professional branding in your banner, your logo and your shop images. 2, recognizable listing photos, and 3 listing complementary products to increase your average order value. Now let's take a look at the second shop, shall we? The second shop is in the jewelry niche, which undoubtedly is the most competitive niche on Etsy. I don't think any other niche can compete with the jewelry niche, yet this shop made 1.6 million sales. This is mind-blowing. So once we have overcome the initial shock, let's take a look exactly at what we can learn from this Etsy shop. The first thing that I notice is the amount of listings they have. At the moment of this video, this Etsy shop has 1,101 listings in their shop. That is monumental. But they have that many listings for a reason. Each and every listing you add to your shop is a new opportunity to appear in your customers' searches. Now, it doesn't mean that quantity beats quality, far from that. You should focus on listening to your audience, constantly researching what they might need, and regularly creating products that are in line with the results that you're going to get from that. If you look at the products they have, not all of them are 100% unique. This handwritten name necklace, for example, is very similar to this other handwritten name necklace, which is also quite similar to this one. But that is okay, because as you can see, the first few keywords used for this listing are completely different to the ones used for the second one. When doing this, the objective is not to make your listings compete with each other, but instead experiment with different keywords, different tags and titles so you appear in different searches. If SEO is something that you struggle with at the moment, I also have a tutorial on how I create my titles and my tags. You can find it here or in the description below so that you can watch it after this video as well. The second thing that I think all Etsy sellers could get inspired by are the product photos. All the photos in this shop are absolutely stunning. Simple, straight to the point, you can clearly see the products, it's well lit, it's very sharp. Basically, in my opinion, they're pretty much perfect. They're very appealing, very professional, which definitely helps with getting more sales. I can see straight away that on almost all photos, the product is shown being used, being worn, which helps customers envision themselves using the product, wearing the product. So you as an Etsy seller, get inspired by this and see how you can level up your own product photos. How can you make visitors feel emotions, so much so that they need to buy your products by only looking at your photos? Oh, and by the way, you don't need a professional camera to take great photos. Your smartphone will work just well. So don't delay updating your product photos just because you don't have the fancy camera, you don't have the right equipment. I know you can do it with a little bit of practice and a lot of YouTube tutorials. Now, the final thing that I think this shop can teach us is how to write an amazing FAQ section. This section is found at the very bottom of your Etsy shop, but more importantly, it is found on every single listing you have in your shop. This makes it very important for you as an Etsy seller, so you can give all the important information you want your customers to know prior to purchasing. For example, this shop answers the question, how do I choose my ring size? Or when will I receive my order? Not only does it help visitors trust your shop more, it also answers questions your customers have every day. And instead of asking you these questions directly in your messages, and as a result you wasting some time answering them individually, you can answer all of them in your FAQ. This is such a powerful tool for you to explain everything that might need clarification, but also to protect your shop by repeating your shop policies. So these are the key takeaway points from this shop. 1, having more products can bring you more views. 2, strong product photography that helps creating an emotional connection with the customers. And 3, creating a thorough FAQ section so your customers don't have any question or doubt about your shop and products. All right, let's take a look at the third top Etsy sellers of all time. This Etsy seller is in the jewelry and crafting supplies niche, which again is a very competitive niche. With 1.4 million sales at the time of this video, they are clearly dominating the market. But how can this be explained? Well, the first thing that I find very interesting is the promotion that they offer. It seems like they always offer some kind of discount on their products, usually following the important days of the year, such as Mother's Day and Black Friday. I think this is an amazing marketing technique for 2 reasons. One is the views, because in the search results, visitors can see the direct promotion applied to the previous price, but also conversion, because people will feel that they're getting get a better deal, better value for their order. I personally believe that 15-20% discount is great because it doesn't diminish the perceived value of your product. It just makes you feel like you found the product at the right time. The other thing that I particularly like in this Etsy shop is how well organized the listing sections are. And this is something that is much needed when you have more than 8,000 listings. Now, product sections are very important on Etsy, in my opinion, because it is one of the only ways for you to guide your customers through all the listings that you have in your shop to help them find exactly what they're looking for. Think about it. When visitors find you in the Etsy search, because that is where the vast majority of your visitors are going to come from, they might be interested in finding more products. And if you don't hold their hands, if you don't help them browse through all the listings that you have in your shop, they might feel lost and they might end up not buying at all. So as soon as you have a good amount of products, I would say 20 to 30 listings, try and brainstorm on what would be the best way for you to organize your listings in sections. The last thing that this Etsy shop did amazingly is the shop policies. Now, shop policies are crucial on Etsy and you definitely don't want to forget them. That is because your shop policies are actually there to protect you as a business, especially in case of problems, and believe me, problems will occur. Just to give you an example, this Etsy shop stated that they were not responsible for the delays that might occur during shipping, which is completely understandable because you don't have any control over that. Should they have any problem with a customer requiring a refund or a cancellation because they haven't received their parcel because it's taking too long, they can use their policies to protect themselves. Now, it doesn't always necessarily protect you from getting a 1-star review, unfortunately, but it does help customers understand what you can help with and what you can't. You don't need to have super long policies like they have here. I think that they added more information as time went by and as problems occurred, but filling your policies with all information that you want your customers to know prior to purchasing from your shop is really, really needed and very important. So these were all the things that I found particularly interesting in this shop. 1, promotion on the order total to increase average order value. 2, well-organized product sections to help customer experience. And 3, thorough shop policies to avoid any problems. So let's now take a look at the 4th and final top Etsy sellers of all time. So the 4th top Etsy seller is in a completely different niche, which goes to show that you can be successful on Etsy regardless of your niche as long as you offer high quality products. This shop sells personalized items mainly used for weddings, such as bridesmaids' gifts, robes, and coffee mugs. The first thing that I noticed in this shop is how amazing the photos are. They are all so professionally done. They use amazing lighting. Most of the time they will show the product in action, being worn or used. So really there is nothing to say about these photos except that they showcase a product sold perfectly. What I also particularly like is that most photos follow an aesthetic with the white, the powder pink, and the copper color. That really helps give a sense of cohesion when browsing their shop. Now, if you go to the last product page, you will see that they definitely improved their product photography over time, which goes to show that it's unlikely you will have perfect photography from the get-go, and that is perfectly fine. You're just starting. What matters is your willingness to investigate, to research, to experiment with your product photos. With time and dedication, you will get better, your product photos will get better, and your sales will also increase. The second thing that I really like in this shop, and it is something that I don't see many Etsy sellers use, is the updates. Shop updates are still a relatively new feature on Etsy, and it's not really necessarily understood by many Etsy sellers yet. It is one of the most powerful tools that you can use in your shop. These updates that you can add to your shop are pushed to all the people that favorited your shop. In this example, every time this shop publishes a new update, it is pushed to more than 110,000 people. It is mind-blowing, and it is such an amazing marketing technique that I recommend all of you to try. You might not have thousands and thousands of admirers, but it doesn't matter. Try. It's free. It's completely free. You can showcase your new product that you just added. You can show your best sellers being used, or even add a customer photo from a review, for example. There's so many ways that you can use shop updates, but I couldn't recommend this trick more. Finally, something that I definitely think we can all learn from is their social media strategy. This shop is very active on social media platforms, especially Instagram, where they have almost 20,000 followers. On there, they post every day using all the tools Instagram currently offers, so static posts, for example, and also Reels. They clearly have a social media strategy that they follow on a daily basis, and clearly it works. But something that I also found, and I think it's very interesting, is the fact that they use influencers and brand ambassadors. If you scroll down on their page, you will find this very cute reel that was actually not created by the Etsy seller, but instead by another account. This other account has more than 50,000 followers, and if you scroll down, you can find the exact same photo, and you might notice there on the right, there is a hashtag ad in the caption, meaning that this influencer either got the product for free in exchange for a post and a reel, or the Etsy seller paid the influencer to create the content. Either way, I think it is very interesting for other Etsy sellers. You might not be in a position to pay an influencer just yet, but maybe you can create collaborations around your brand. Maybe gifting your products to small influencers in your area could help. If you start doing this, I would definitely recommend that you research contracts, deliverables, and all the important legal stuff that you need to protect you and your business before you contact influencers, because I have heard so many horror stories that I definitely don't want you to have that either. Anyway, so strong social media strategy is always beneficial for your Etsy shop, even if it doesn't drive any sales just yet, because the other objective is also to help customers connect to you on a deeper level. So these were the 3 very interesting things that I think you can learn from looking at this top Etsy seller. 1, high quality photos. 2, daily or weekly updates to show your new products, your bestsellers, or your promotions. And 3, strong social media strategy with influencers and brand ambassadors. And here you go. These were the top 4 Etsy sellers of all time. There were so many things that I thought were so interesting in all of these shops. I really hope this gave you some inspiration on what you can work on in your own Etsy shop, but also the motivation to know that success is definitely possible on Etsy. If you found this video useful and you're looking for even more tips and advice to take your Etsy shop to the next level, download your free Etsy guide to help you set up your Etsy shop for success by clicking on the link in the description below. It's 10 pages full of information that you need to know if you're trying to have a successful Etsy shop. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video, and don't forget, dreams don't work until you do. I'll see you next time.